they know that you care about them, and it's also you get to hear how they feeling about certain situations, and you get the news quicker than the news gives it to you.
So, what if I told you Diddy, yes, the Diddy, might be hiding some of the darkest secrets in the music industry? Oh yeah, not just chart-topping hits and lavish parties, but things like freak-offs, drugging allegations, and 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Sounds ridiculous, right? But trust me, this rabbit hole goes way deeper than you'd think. Today, we're diving into everything from Diddy's questionable flavor camp for teens to rumors of him allegedly trying to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Yep, welcome to the strangest Diddy expose you've ever heard. The lawsuit that started it all. Let's rewind back to April 2024 when Grace, someone who'd been silent for years, finally sued Diddy's son, Christian Combs. Why? Oh, just the small matter of alleged drugging and assault. Casual. Apparently, back in the day, Grace was at a party when she felt off. In audio recordings, you can allegedly hear her asking Christian if she was drugged, and his response? Take the shot. Sounds like something out of a bad movie, right? Now, luckily, Grace wasn't alone in this. Music producer Lil Rod Jones was in the same room and reportedly has recordings to back up her story. This case is still going on, but Christian might be following in his father's footsteps, and not in the way you'd expect. Because if these allegations stick, Christian could be looking at some serious jail time. You think Diddy's been prepping him for that kind of legacy? Diddy's favorite part of the music industry? Alright, let's switch gears for a sec. Diddy has always been a bit unconventional, to say the least. But what if I told you that, according to some very awkward interviews, Diddy's favorite part of the music industry was wrestling with Usher? Yeah, I know. You've probably seen the clips. Diddy jokes about how they used to wake up together, fight over Frosted Flakes, and, wrestle. And if that wasn't strange enough, Diddy's ex-security guard, Gene Deal, didn't exactly help the situation when he talked about how he once had to stop a dude from busting into a room where Diddy and Ja Rule were having, as he called it, a freak-off. I'm just gonna let that sink in for a second. A freak-off. Do you even want to know what was going on in that room? But hey, maybe we're all reading too much into these stories. Maybe it's just harmless fun, right? Or maybe, just maybe, there's more to this than we want to believe. Puffy's Flavor Camp. What was that all about? Speaking of weird, do you remember Usher talking about attending something called Puffy Flavor Camp when he was just 13? Yeah, a 13-year-old living with a 23-year-old Diddy in New York. Usher mentioned this in an interview with Howard Stern, and honestly, I don't know what's more concerning, the name Puffy Flavor Camp or the fact that it even happened. Turns out, Usher isn't the only one who had some interesting experiences with Diddy as a minor. There are quite a few names tied to Diddy with allegations of grooming and harassment when they were underage. Aubrey O'Day, Cassie, Daphne Joy, the list goes on. And while some of them have sued, others have stayed pretty quiet. Now, one person who hasn't said much is Justin Bieber. There's an old video of Bieber, when he was 15, hanging out with Diddy for 48 hours of fun. Diddy talks about how it's every 15-year-old's dream, and yeah, nothing creepy about that at all. Later on, there's a follow-up video where Diddy presses Justin about why he doesn't call anymore. Seriously. And if you watch Justin's reaction, it's awkward, to say the least. Why do I feel like there's a lot we're not hearing about? The basketball game that turned deadly. Now, let's jump back to 1991. Diddy was still climbing the ranks in the music world, trying to make a name for himself. So what does he do? He throws a celebrity basketball game. Sounds innocent enough, right? Except, he didn't plan for anything. Over 5,000 people showed up to an arena that only held half that number, and, well, chaos ensued. People stormed in, security guards were trampled, and tragically, 9 people died. The worst part? Diddy later said this tragedy was the best thing that ever happened to his career. Yeah, you heard that right. He became famous, in part, because of this horrifying event. I mean, who wouldn't want to be remembered as a tragic hero? Shakespeare would be proud. Diddy's changing names a cover for his crimes? Let's talk about Diddy's many names. Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, just Diddy, and then Love. But here's the thing, he doesn't just switch names for fun. No, apparently, every time Diddy changed his name, it was to cover up some shady behavior. For example, in the 90s, after he allegedly assaulted an Interscope Records employee, Puff Daddy magically became just Puffy. And after that nightclub shooting incident in 1999, well, suddenly Puff Daddy was gone and we had P. Diddy. This guy switched names more than some people change outfits. It's like he thought a new name would make us all forget the crazy stuff he was up to. And, oh by the way, in 2021, when the accusations really started piling up, yeah, that's when he decided to call himself Love. I mean, if you're gonna rebrand, you might as well go all in, right? Diddy predicting his own downfall. Now here's where things get really strange. For years, people have been trying to warn us about Diddy. Celebrities, comedians, even Diddy himself seem to predict his own downfall. Let's rewind to 1999, when Diddy was giving an interview with E.T. He literally says that people will start shutting down his parties, arresting him, and doing crazy things. I mean, that's pretty on the nose, don't you think? It's not just him either. Mike Tyson, Rosie O'Donnell, and Cat Williams have all thrown shade at Diddy over the years, almost like they knew something we didn't. And honestly, they weren't wrong. The 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Alright, buckle up for this one because it's about to get really weird. Remember how I mentioned Diddy's infamous freak-offs? Well, according to reports, his house featured underground tunnels that led to a secret cave where all the real wild stuff went down. The kind of stuff I can't even talk about on YouTube without getting banned. But here's the kicker. In September 2024, police raided Diddy's house and found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Yes, you heard that right. 1,000. Who needs that much baby oil? His lawyer tried to play it off like, oh, maybe he bought in bulk at Costco. But Costco came out and said, no, we don't sell baby oil in bulk. So yeah, nice try. And here's where things get dark. Some people believe that baby oil was actually a disguise for liquid ecstasy used in these alleged freak-offs. Think about it. Why would police seize all of it if they weren't suspicious? So is Diddy hiding something even darker than we realize? All signs point to yes. And with all the charges piling up, it seems like Diddy's carefully crafted empire might be cracking at the seams. So, what do you think? Is Diddy just a misunderstood celebrity with bad PR, or is there something seriously sinister going on behind the scenes? One thing's for sure, the truth about Diddy is going to come out, and when it does, it's going to be wild. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, because trust me, you don't want to miss the next chapter in this crazy story. Stay tuned.